Day 15 today. Okay, so we'll do today. You understand last means the previous site and services and application and everything. Okay, now today we discuss about what is group policies. Group policies. Okay, it's a very good topic, and with the help, you can say that with this is a very you can say that it's a very mandatory component to manage our user accounts and computer accounts. You can say that. Okay. So what is group policies? You can say that it is a console. You can say that console or services. It is a services in server OS. Okay, a domain or DOM domain network through through which we can control user accounts. We can control user accounts and computer accounts. Computer accounts. Okay, through which we can control user accounts and computer accounts. Okay, so it's a service in our over OS. Okay, so when you create domain network, like when you install DC in your servers, or when you install AD, after that when you're going to configure ADS services, and you promote your server to a DC, so this group policies are automatically installed in the DCs in the servers. Okay, fine. So what is that? It is used to control user accounts and computer accounts, or you can say that it is used to restrict user accounts and computer accounts. Like I want that my user is not able to shut down my system. My user is my I want that, okay, my user is not able to run, not able to access run command. He is not able to uninstall and install programs. He is not able to open control panel. Okay, so this is some types of policies which are automatically defined in the group policies. So group policy is what it's kind of services, or it's kind of you can say it's kind of services which is automatically installed. By default, it's a role. Sorry, it's a feature in your servers. Okay, so whenever you can install AD services, this feature is automatically installed. Okay, now if we're talking about the other things in group policies, this is the number one point we have. Number one is it is used to control user accounts and computer accounts. Okay, number two, it has two components. It has two components. Okay, number one is you can say that number one component name is GPMC. GPMC is group policy management console. Group policy management console. Okay, with the help of this GPMC, we can create delete group policies. If I want to create a new policy, then we can go for GPMC. If I want to delete a new policy, then we can go for GPMC. Understood? Okay, so GPMC is what? Group policy management console. Okay, this is a short form. You can say GPMC. So with the help of this, we can create or delete policies. One is GPME. Okay, group policy management editor. Okay, group policy management editor. Through this GPME, we can you can say that we can edit the policies. If I want to edit the policy, then we can go. Understood? We have two consoles, GPMC and GPME. MC is for management console, through which we can create or delete the policies. ME is for management editor, through which we can edit the policies. Like in one, when you create one policy, in that we have 65,000 settings. 65,000 something settings we have. Okay, so by default all settings are not configured. So if you want to configure any settings, if you want to edit the policies, if you want to configure any settings in the policy, but then we can go for GPME. Understood? It has two components, GPMC and GPME. Okay. Now, number third point, if you're talking about the group policies, so group policies has divided into two categories. That it has divided into two categories. Okay. Number one, user configuration. Okay. Number second, computer configuration. Understood? If you want to implement the policies on users, then we can go for user configuration. Understood? If I want to implement the policies on my user accounts, then we can go for user configuration. If I want to implement the policies to my workstations, to my servers, to my computer accounts, you know computer accounts, when we add over any client or any server in the domain, so the computer account is automatically created. Okay, in the DCs. So if I want to restrict my computer accounts, if I want to apply any policy to the computer accounts, then we can use computer configuration. So your group policy, if you create a policy, you have two options over there. When you're going to get policy with a GPMC, okay, you have two options, user configuration and computer configuration. So it depends to you that which on which component or on which object you want to use it, okay, or you want to secure it, with user configuration or computer configuration. Okay, understood these things now? So this is what we have. This is the three things we need to understand with the help of group policies. Okay, so in this user configuration and computer configuration, we have so many things. In computer configuration, we have three tabs. We have three container again, software settings, Windows settings, and all the things. In user configuration, computer configuration, both. We have three you can say that user settings, Windows settings, and administrative templates. Okay, so we have when I going to you can say that when I going to create the policy, I am showing you. Okay, in user configuration we have software settings, Windows settings, and admin tabs, administrative templates. So in user configuration we have again how many tabs we have? Again in that we have three, something like this. Number one is software settings mode. Okay, and second we have Windows settings mode. Windows setting mode. Okay, Windows setting mode, and the last one we have administrative templates. These are three options we have. So if I want to modify any software settings, then you can go for software settings. If I want to apply Windows settings, apply the policies on Windows settings, okay, then we can go for Windows settings. And admin template we have desktop, start menu, so many things are there. Okay, so I'm showing you like these three options are in same way. Like these three options you can found in user settings also, or these three options you can found in there also, computer settings also. Okay, so if I'm showing you, like, see, if I go to check once that how we can see. So if I open my DC, this is my parent DC. Okay, this is my parent DC. Okay, this is my PDC. Okay, every DC has their own policies. Remember these things. Okay, understood. So like this, we have a PDC right now. I am in abc.local. Okay, so if I click on start, and if I click on admin tools over there, and over there we have the option group policy management. This is what we have, GPMC, group policy management console. Or you have a command also. If you run, go for gpmc.msc to open group policy management console. Okay, group policy management console to open. If you want to open group policy management console, then we have gpmc.msc. If you click on OK, and then you can see that group policy management console is there.
Or sometimes it's CPL, sometimes it's MSA.
CPL is a control panel command. Dot CPL means control panel.
For the laptop, okay.
Yeah, if you want to open any control panel or settings, then you can go for CPL. Okay, if you open any services, then you can go for MSC. Okay, so like you can see that we have a group policy management console. It's look like this by default. You will understand. You want to see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it
okay, make it big. So
no, the like the
yeah. I open this way.
Don't change it. Because if you change it here, it will affect.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll show you. See. See. I'm using magnifier now. See, now you're able to understand. See. Clear. Okay. So that is what we have a group policy management. Okay. So in group policy management, what you can see when I run the command, how I can run the command? If I open run, the command is this. This is the command gpmc.msc. Okay. When I run the command, click on OK. What settings we open? This is the settings group policy management. Okay, group policy management. So if you're talking about the group policy management, so it's a by default control. You can say that this is the by default control. If I'm showing you where I am in my pdc abc.local. Okay, so if I open again, so you can see that this is the by default console we have. You can see that they're showing me the forest name. My forest name is abc.local. If I expand it, they're showing me the domains. Okay, and if I expand it again, they're showing me my abc.local. Right now I'm in abc.local. So if you want to manage all domain network group policies, you can manage over there also.
Yep.
Here also, like if I right click on that, we have the option show domains. Okay, and you can see that I want my tree domain policies. I want to manage my tree domain policies over there also. So I just check this option. I check it. Okay, so after that, what happens? They give me my tree.local or my tree domain policies over there also. So with the help of one server, we can manage multiple group policies. Right now my TDC is not working, so that's why it's showing me. Okay, so it's okay, fine. So right now I don't want to go for that. Okay, so so right now it's not connected. Why? Because my TDC is off. Okay, so you can see that if I have multiple domain networks in my forest, so I can manage all those group policies with the help of show domains. If I check this option and they're showing me my both the domain network group policies over there. Okay, now right now I'm in PDC, so I expand it. If I expand it, we have a over there. This is the default looks we have. Okay, so if you want to create a new policy, then simple right click to your abc.com local and you have the option create a GPO in this domain. So you can create a new policies also. Like how we can create a new policy, like if I go for that, imagine like I just right click to my abc.local and we have a create a GPO in this domain. Okay, and now we need to give the policy name. Imagine my policy name is policy 01. Okay, and click on OK. Give any name. Okay, so I give my policy 01, so you can see that the policy 01 is created right now. Okay, understood these things? Okay, so like this policy 1 is created now. Now if I want to edit this policy, so where I need to go? GPME. Okay, right? Like if I showing you, we already discussed this. Then in our notepad, see, we already discussed. I'm sorry, we already discussed that we have a GPME to editing the policy. Okay, so if I minimize this one also, and I go again to my server. So how we can edit this? So you just right click on this policy and we have the option editing. When I just click on edit, what console it's automatically open? GPME. You can see that. See, GPME automatically open when I just edit the policy. Okay, so if I see that we have two configurations, computer configuration and user configuration. Now if I expand the policies, we have three settings which we already discussed: software settings, Windows settings, and admin template. Same in user settings also. If I expand the policies, we have those three settings. Understood? So if you want to apply the policy on computer setting, or if you want to apply the policies on user settings, so both are the different things. If you want to apply the policies on users, then you can go for user settings. If I want to apply the policies of my workstations, my clients, my servers, okay, then we can go for computer configuration. Understood this? Understand these things? So how we can create the policy? You able to understand these things now? Okay. So like this, we have. Okay. Now after this, able to understand these things now? Okay. Now I just minimize it, and what I do, I just now. So the another thing we need to understand is number fourth one is, okay. I just open another pane, and we can go this. Okay, I want to go to 20. Okay, so the fourth option we can found in this is group policy, GROUP, group policy objects. Okay. Now, what is group policy objects? Group policy object is what? It's kind of container. It contains all the policies. It's kind of container. Okay, you can say that it is a container. It is a container. It is used to contain policies. Okay. It is used to contain policies. Like you can see that if I again go to my if I again open the magnifier, where is the magnifier? Okay.
It's okay, sir.
It's okay.
Yes.
You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not, then you can go for magnifier. It's okay. Okay. So like you can see that now. Now if I open again my system or my server, okay. So now you can see that like this is the GPME. So I just close for GPME. Okay, I just close this one. I need to go to my policies again. Okay, so you can see that we have the option over there, group policy objects. Okay, fine. If I expand it, okay, so all the policies are contained by your group policy objects. You can see that I already created a policy one. Okay, but this policy show in the container of group policy objects. The group policy is what it's a kind of container. It contains all the policies which you created. Okay, it contains all the policies. Okay, whatever policy you can create, all the things are saved in GPO, group policy objects. Understood these things now? Okay. Now, if you go there and you can able to understand the things one, like if I go there, like imagine if I go my system, I'm not sorry. If I go for my now, this is the second thing we need to understand is first we will understand this one. It is a container. It is used to contain policies. Okay. Now, second, we need to understand these things that number fifth, you can say that number okay, you can say that go for note. Note is that by default two policies are automatically created in the domain network, created in the DCs. Now it's any DC, whether it is a PDC, child DC, additional DC, RDC, any DC. Okay, automatically two policies are automatically created. The policy name is number one is default domain policy, default DOMAIN domain, DOMAIN domain policy. Okay, and number second is default domain controller policy. We have two policies. Okay. By default, we have two policies. Number one is default domain policy. Number second is default domain controller policy. Okay, these two policies which is automatically created. Okay. Now, if you're talking about these two policies, so default domain policy is applying all the domain network, all the present domain network we have. You can say that.
All the
Like
domain.
all the domain network. Like if I'm working with my abc.local, so if I do any changes in default domain policy, so this policy applies all abc.local domain network. Every domain network has these two policies, which is automatically created. Okay, and default domain controller policy are apply only the domain controllers in the present network.
Apply only on the DCs.
Only DCs in the present network. Like if I have if in my abc.local I have 5 DCs, so it applies only the DCs. Okay, so every DC has those two different policies.
The first one, if you apply it all over
All over the domain, whether it is DC, whether it is administrator, whether it is user, everything. Okay, so the first of a policy, default domain policy, is automatically created and it's applied by default all the domain network, all the present domain network. Like if I have 5 domain networks, so we have 5 different default domain policies working.
Okay.
Okay, every domain network has these two policies, which is working. Okay, so
The second one is apply only on the DCs.
hmm?
The second one is apply.
The second was apply on DCs on the present domain network, but where you can working right now. Okay, now next number fifth we have scopes, GPO scopes, GPO scopes. Okay, now before we can read GPO scopes, okay, I'll showing you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the default domain policy. Okay, so you can see that. If I minimize this, you can see that. See, default domain policy is automatically there. It's automatically created. And if I expand this domain controllers, you can see that we have a default domain controller policy also as well. Understood? Okay, you can see that. See. Now these two policies which is automatically created. I'm not creating anything in that. I'm creating policy one only. These two policies are automatically created when we can promote server to DC. Okay, any DC, whether it is parent DC, child DC, additional DC, RDC, 3DC, any DC. Okay, you can see that any DC we can create it. These two policies are automatically created. Okay, now if I am implementing anything on this default domain policy, it's applied to all over the domain network, right? By default. Okay, understood. Fine. Now we have the other option, which I tell you, it's GPO scopes. Now, what is GPO scopes? Scope is defined that where you apply the policy. In the GPO scope, we define where I need to apply the policy. Where I need to apply the policy in GPO scopes, we need to define where I need to define the policy. It's not scopes, it's scope only. Okay, we define where I need to apply the policy. Okay, now you can see that like what happened when I go for my this, like, see, when I create the policy one, okay, you can see that they're showing me 4 options. When I create the policy, on the right hand side they're showing me the scope option. In scope we have the option links. In links they're showing me where this policy apply, abc.local. The location of this policy is right by default abc.local. So by default this policy apply all the domain network by default, because in links they're showing me that in links this policy apply on abc.local. Understood? So in scopes they're showing me where the policies applies. Okay, now you can see that if I want to apply this policy to other locations, we can go for that. See, we have abc.uk.uk also. Okay, if I go for entire forest, they're showing me all the list. Okay, with the help of my PDC, I can apply PDC's policies to different domain networks also. Like, okay, imagine that I want that, okay, I create policy one and I want that this policy applies to PDC also, and this policy apply to my CDC also. I want to you can say that I want to create a policy on my PDC, and I want that this policy applies to CDC, not PDC. This policy apply to CDC. So I just choose over there CDC. That's it. Okay, so that means this policy applies to CDC. So in scopes, they gives me the links and where I apply the policy. Okay, now you can see that after we have authenticate users over there. Authenticate users means like all the authenticate users in this domain, this policy is applied to.
Okay.
If I see over the authenticate users, it means all the authenticated users. Means any valid user which is working in my abc.local, this policy applied to all the users.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Fine. So in this abc.local, this policy applies to abc.local and it's infected to all the users.
You can minimize it. Okay, now I can see.
This is more than bigger.
Yeah.
So like this. Okay, you will understand these things now.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this. So if I go for that, if I talking about the policies, so policy 1 we can create it. This policy applies on abc.local. Okay, and in abc.local where this policy applies, this policy applies to all the users by default.
Okay, remove the user. I can do everything.
Yeah. Okay, understand these things now. Okay, so like this, we can go for GPO scopes. In GPO scopes, we can define where we can apply the policy.
Okay, so
Okay, so you will understand this. What is GPO scopes? Okay, now we have a GPO inheritance. GPO inheritance. Now, what is the meaning of inheritance over there? Inheritance means, like, imagine, like with the help of, I already told you, with the help of OU, we can apply the policies. Remember, with the help of OU, we can apply the policies. With the help of group, we can apply the permissions. We have two things. Okay. Now imagine that. I open my paint again. Now imagine. Okay. Now imagine that this is my DC. Okay. This is my DC. We have a DC. This is my server 2. Okay, and this name is abc.local, and this is my PDC. Okay, now in that PDC, I can create. You can say that I can create one OU over there. This is the OU. With the help of this, we can apply the policy to the users. I imagine that I have 10 users. I want to apply the policy only 10 users. So what I do, I can create one OU. In that OU, I can add all the users, and I am going to apply the policy.
help us to apply the policies,
Yeah.
and the group policy help us to apply the policy.
Yeah, group is used to apply the permissions and OU is used to apply the policies. Okay, understood. So we can create one OU1, okay, and I can add 10 users, imagine, in this. Okay, so what I do, add 10 users in this. Users. Okay, I add 10 users in this. Understood? Okay. Now what I do now, I can apply one policy. I can create one policy over there. Imagine this is my policy, and I can create one policy over there. In this, I can create a policy. Policy name is, imagine, policy -01. This is my first policy. I can apply it to this. I apply on this OU. Okay, understood this? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what happens? Now imagine I have 5 users more. I have more 5 users in my. So what I do, I can create another OU. Okay, but this time what I do, I can create under OU1. This is my sub OU. You can say that. I have a sub OU which is created under OU1. Okay, so like I can create over there. This is the sub OU. This OU name is OU-02, which is created under OU1, and in that we have add 5 users. Now what I want to do, I want that now I want to apply another policy on this on this OU. Okay, so I can apply over there policy 02 on this OU. A different policy. I can apply a different policy, and I can apply this policy to this OU2. Means policy 1 apply to OU1 and policy 2 apply to OU2, like this. Okay. Now what happens if I apply policy 1 to the OU1? Okay, by default it's a parent OU, you can say that this is a parent OU, na? Okay, and this is you can say that this is a child OU or sub OU, you can say that it's working under OU2 OU1, sorry, it's a sub OU. Okay, so when I apply any policy to my OU1, it's automatically applied to OU2 as well. Okay, I don't want to do this. I want policy 1 only apply to OU1. It's not applied to OU2. I don't want to do. I want this. Understood? Okay. So for this, what I need to do? I go for block inheritance. Block inheritance.
So why can't we create another OU instead of creating a sub OU?
Like imagine that this is the same branch or same management persons. Okay, like imagine we have 4 department: HR, finance, marketing, or some management, higher management department. So you can say this is the higher management OU. Okay, and this is the lower management OU. You can say that. So I can get under this. I want that. Okay, this is the management OU, so we can go for like this. Okay, so what happens for this? So by default, what happens if I am create any OU under any OU? Okay, so if OU1, if I am applying any policy to OU1, it inheritance to OU2 as well. It applies to OU2 as well. So I don't want to do this. So what I want to do? So what I do for this? I go for block inheritance. So in OU you have the option block inheritance. If I go to OU2 and I click on block inheritance, so in what happens after that? Policy 1 not applies to OU2. It applies only to OU1. That's it. So then I apply another policy to OU2.
Like in the same department, those guys you want them to do everything, but OU2 you don't want them to do like a kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's you can say that. Like I don't want that. Even policy 1 is applied to OU2. Okay, so in that case you can go for block inheritance if you have a sub OU's concept with you. Okay, understand these things. If I want that, okay, I don't want to apply my parent OU policies to my child OU. Okay, then we can go for block inheritance. Okay, so if you want to restrict these kind of things, then you can go for block inheritance. Understand these things? Okay, so what is block inheritance? Block inheritance like this. Okay, it is used to block. It is used to block the parent OU policy on child OU. Like this, you can say that. Okay, it is prevent the child OU. That okay, you if I don't want to apply parent policies on my child OU, so then we can go for block inheritance options. Okay, understood these things now? Okay, this is what we have, a block inheritance. Okay, clear? Okay, now something also you need to understand the things. Okay, I'll go there. The 7th thing you need to understand is we have 2 types of policies. We have 2 types of policies. Okay, number 1 is LPO. LPO means local policies. Local policies. Okay, and another one we have a GPO. You can say that group policies. Okay, group policies. GROUP, group policies. Okay, understand this. So by default, when you install OS, when you install server OS by default. When you install server OS, so by default it works in work group. So in work group we can use local policies. So by default local policies works on work group. Okay, we can say that it works on work group. Okay, so and you can say that your it works on domain. Okay, your group policies works on domain. So when I create a domain network, or when I add my server in a domain network, okay, so in that case what happens when I promote my server on a DC, like imagine I can install AD services and I'm going to promote my server as a domain controller. So what happens, my group policy override the LPO. Okay, your group policies override the local policies. Then your local policies are not you can say that it's not working. It's working, but it's not applying. Why? Because the priority, the number one priority is group policies. Okay, because group policies override the local policies in that case. Understood? Okay, so we have two types of policies: local policies and group policies. So by default, my group policies are override to local policies if my server works in domain network. Understood this thing now? Okay. You will understand these things.
Yeah, I want to see the first notepad, please, sir.
Okay, I'm just coming. First notepad. This one, right?
Software setting mode.
Software setting modes, window setting modes, and administrative templates. So if I want to apply the policies on software settings, if I want to deploy the softwares, if I want to apply, if I wanted, okay, if I deploy some softwares, like imagine, like we have deploy OS also with the help of WDH, we can deploy softwares with the help of group policies. Like I wanted, okay, when user is login, so and so software is automatically installed on the system.
Okay.
Okay, so we can deploy the policies with the help of software settings. Now, when we go for deploying the policies, we need MSI files. If I deploy anything, if I deploy any software with the help of group policies, then we need what file? .msi files. We need like in WDS, we need .wim files, right? Windows imaging format. Like over there, we need .msi files, Microsoft installer files. Understood? Okay, so if you have any MSI software, then you can deploy with the group policies.
Windows setting is about.
Windows setting is about the all the things. It is showing you, not to worry. They're showing you Windows settings. They're showing you everything like security settings and everything in there. Admin template is the desktop. Okay, control panel, your start menu. These all are things are in admin templates, administrative templates. Okay, fine. So so like this. Okay, so now we're talking about the next thing is GPU storage. Where is your GPU store? Okay, GPU storage. So I already told you by default your GPU is stored in sysvol folders. Sysvol. Yeah. In domain network, by default group policies are stored in sysvol folder. Sysvol folder. Okay, what's the location of sysvol folder? See this C, and then in C we have Windows. In Windows we have sysvol. Okay, this is the by default. In sysvol we have policies. Here we have domain name. In sysvol we have DOMA and domain, and then we have policies. Okay, these are the folders. In that folder you can see the policies. Okay, with the hexadecimal format. Okay, they give you it saves with GUID. You can say that it's a ID. Every object has ID in your AD environment. Okay, so it's this ID is known as hexadecimal ID. Go for that. Okay, so in that we can save the GP. This is the by default location you can. Okay, so if you see over there also in my servers, you can see that if I log in with this server, it's logged. Okay, you can see that if I open my Explorer, okay, and in this PC, in C, we have Windows. In Windows, we have sysvol folder. See sysvol. If you double click on, we can click on domain. In domain, we have policies. In policies, you can see that we have 3 policies. 2 is default and 1 I already created.
Yeah, the three.
So 3 policies already created. So we see she's showing you the 3 hexadecimal IDs. Some hexadecimal IDs are working. So AD works on hexadecimal IDs. This is the hexadecimal IDs.
So how can you identify your policy one that you've created like this?
Yeah.
The policy one that you've created.
We are not able to identify this over there. This is for AD only. This is a database. If you want to identify it, you can open group policy management. Over there, they're showing you the policy one.
Like if you want to back up it
Yeah.
somewhere.
You can go for backup it. When you go for AD backup, when you go for domain controller backup, then you can able to backup it also. Okay. So by default, it's taking all the backup. Okay. Fine. So this is what we have a policies storage. Okay. And other thing you need to understand is this is the 8th one, right? 8th point, no?
Yeah, I think.
Just check it. Yeah, 7th is this and 8th is this. The 9th one we have GPO replication. You know replication already now. You know replication already?
Oh, they cannot be sure.
Replication, which we yesterday ran. Replication is the service which is updated the database. Site and replication, remember?
Yeah, I know it says that.
Yeah, so replication is what? It's kind of services. When we getting trust, replication is occurred. Okay, so replication is what? It's a type of services. So when you replicate anything between your domain controllers, then you can use replication. When you want to sync anything, I told you your AD works on multi-master replication model. If any domain controller has changes, it replicate to all other domain controllers. Okay, so like in a GPO replication also, all the GPO containers, you can say that our GPO container. I already told you we have a group policy container, group policy object container, GPO container are replicated with all DCs in the domain. In the domain network. Okay. Understand? So this is the GPO container which I'm showing you already. Where? See, this is the GPO container. GPO, group policy objects. It contains all the policies. Okay. So it replicated to all the DCs. Okay. I replicated by default. The replicate time of this is by default. You can say that. Okay, the replication is when you if you work in the same site, then every 3 minutes. If you have a different sites, then every 120 minutes. 180 minutes. Sorry.
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. 3 minutes or 3 hours like this. 180 seconds or minutes. Sorry. In the between this inter site. Inter site is 180 seconds. Sorry, minutes. And in intra we have 180 seconds.
So the same thing as replication.
Yeah, so replication is the same thing. Okay, and number second, you can understand the things also that you can say that your group policy is refreshed after 120 minutes by default. Okay, it's a default timing. Okay, if you want to refresh immediately, then we can use the command group policy update, gp update /force. Remember the command. Okay, gp update /force. So if I'm using this command, so the policy is updated immediately. But if you want to refresh, it's a by default refresh time is 120 minutes. Okay, your group policy is refreshed after 120 minutes by default. It's a by default refresh time. Okay.
So 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2 hours. Okay, understood these things now? Okay, so shall we do some practicals now?
Yeah.
How we can apply the GPUs and all. Okay, now you can see that. Okay, so what I need to do first for applying anything? Okay, I already created policy hyphen 01. Okay, so first I need to what I need to do. I already told you that we can apply the policy with the help of two components. Either we can apply the policy with the sites, okay, or not entire forest. We can go for abc.local. Okay, so either we can apply the policies with the help of sites, or either we can apply the policy with the help of OUs. We have two types of two components. With the help of those components, we can apply the policies. Either we can go for site, either we can go for OU. Understood? Okay. So one thing I also want to share with you. Uh, Processing order of group policies. Processing order. Okay. So I want to share you one thing. The processing order of group policies. Okay, how your group policy apply. Okay. This is the last thing I want to share with you. Then we can go for practical. See, this is the hierarchy we have. Okay, it starts like this. Okay, how group policy apply. Okay, the processing order, you can say that how group policy process, because it starts with local. Number one is local. If you have a local domain, if you don't have a domain, I'm working in work group, so by default in that case we have local policies. Okay, the number first is local, then it goes to site. Site means the site default for site name or something. You have different multiple sites, then you can apply the sites. Okay, number third we have domain network. In sites we have multiple domain networks, then you apply the domain networks. And number fourth is OU. Okay, and then number fifth we have sub OU. OU. Okay, if you have OU under sub OU, or if in OU I can create another OU, so in that case we can go for sub OU. Understand? Okay, this is the process order we have. It's a process order. How your policy process. Okay. So see now. Begin. Now before I do anything, what I do, I just open my dsa.msc. It's a command to open AD user in computers, right? So open it once. And you can see that I create abc dot over there right now. I'm creating users. Okay, I'm going to create some users now. Okay, so I start with u1 abc at 123 password which I give. Okay, now I copy this, the same settings to user 2. So, okay, user 2 is there also. I create another 2 users also because okay, and the last one I create another one, user 4. I get 4 users. Okay, Okay, now I'm going to create one OU. So I just right click to my domain name, click on new, and we have the option organization unit. So I just imagine that this OU's name is IT. Okay, and I move my user 1 and user 2 in IT. Okay, I just move it, click on IT and click on OK. So it's moved. Okay, now you can see that IT in IT we have two users, user 1 and user 2. Okay, now before I creating anything, I just add my Windows client to domain, because right now it's working in workgroup now. So before I do anything, I want to add my client in my domain. Yeah, config 1.200. So I'm going to add client in the domain. So I go to this PC properties and sorry, yeah. First I need to set the IP addresses. Check when the IP address is the same as not gpa.cpl, and go to properties, IPv4 over there 1.200, and I remove this. Now click on OK, click on OK, again check once. Okay, in advance in DNS only one is two, it's okay. Now just check the pinging. So I open CMD, ping abc.local. Okay, it's showing me the reply. Now go to change, click on change. Domain name is abc.local. Okay, okay, username, password. So my client is domain. Okay, let them start. Restart once is I just pause the video. Once it's restarted, resume it. Let's restart anyways. Okay, so my client is coming. Okay, it's logging with the domain admin. Okay, so now my client is successfully is in domain now. Okay, so if I check it in my server, so I just go for computers, you can see that my client computer account is there. Okay, so let's go for policies now. Okay, so I just close this one. Okay, and now open now. So what I do, first I create one OU, and I can add user 1 user 2 in the OU. Okay, I create IT OU and I can add user 1 user 2 in the OU. Okay, now what I do, I open the group policy management. Okay, and over there we already define the policy. You know that we already create the policy one. Okay, see, we already create the policy. Now this policy by default applies to full domain network. Okay, so I want to apply this policy to the IT. So what I do, I just right click to the IT and we have the option link an existing GPU. Okay, and I just choose the policy which I want to link with my IT, click on OK. So you can see that the policy is linked with it. Now this policy applies to domain also, and this policy apply to this particular OU also. So I want to delete this. I don't want I don't want to apply this policy to full domain network. I want to apply this policy only to the particular OU. So I just delete this link. So now you can see that now this policy are only applied to IT. That's it. Okay. Now we can apply the policies. Now we can edit the settings. Now I just right click on that, click on edit. Okay. So in right now I'm applying the policy on the user configuration. On the users, then I click on apply. I click on user configuration. In the policies we have these three options. The first I apply the simple policy now. I just go for admin templates. Okay. And what I do, I want to go for start menu in taskbar. Okay, and I want to remove run from start menu. I want that my users are not able to use run command. Okay, So over there, the policy is remove run from start menu. Here it is, the policy. I just go to edit on this policy in this setting, and we have this option: not configured, enabled, disabled. What you want to do? Not configured means the settings are not configured right now.
So it can't use.
If you want to enable it, if you want to enable it, if you want to, if you want it, okay, I want to configure the settings, but right now I don't want to apply the settings. Then you can go for disabled. In disabled, setting is configured but not applying. Okay, so just click on enable right now, click on apply and okay. So you can see that the setting is enabled. Okay, now I already told you. Now if I'm not refreshing the policy forcefully, so it's take 120 minutes. So I close this one also, and now I'm going to apply refreshing the policy. The refreshing, we can go for gp update slash force. gp update space slash force. It's a command. Okay, to refresh the policy, click on OK. You can see that it's updating the policy and it's refreshing also. See, computer policy updating has completed successfully. Okay, now I'm going to my client machine now. This is my client machine. You can see that this is my client machine. Okay, now right now I'm logging with the administrator. So where I apply the policy, user 1, user 2?
It's on
User 1 and user 2?
User 1 and user 2.
Yeah, so I just sign out once. Okay. Okay. So I just sign out once and I'm going to log in with my user 1. Okay, and check whether he is able to access run command or not. So I go to my user 1 and I go for ABC at 123. My user 1 is going to log in. Now let's see whether he is able to access run command or not. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that if I am trying to go for Windows R, has been cancelled due to restriction and defect of this computer. Please contact your system administrator. Okay, so if I you can see that if I go for there RU and run. So right now I'm not able to see anywhere find run command. So if I again go for like this, okay, so it means my policies are successfully impacted on the particular user. Okay, now this is the one policy we can apply. Okay, the second main policies which we can see this, the second settings we are able to see is like I open again group policy management. In policy 1, now I want that, okay, my user is not able to change the desktop wallpaper. Okay, I want that my user is not able to change the desktop wallpaper.
Can you change it now without?
Yeah, because right now I don't have you can see that like if I right now I'm in login user 1, so he is able to change it. He go to personalize, okay, he is able to change it, the things. Yeah, right now I don't have activate version of Windows, that's why I'm not able to see it. But if in companies we already work on activate Windows, so we can see or we can change anything in that. Okay, so I don't want I want that, okay, user is not able to change the wallpaper. I want my personal wallpaper. I want that my company wallpaper apply to all the clients. Whenever a user is logging to anywhere, he see that my by default company wallpaper. So imagine that I can create a wallpaper now over there. So I just first create the wallpaper. So I just open the pane, and imagine that I can create any wallpaper. Like this is the wallpaper we have, and I write it over there something like welcome to abc dot local domain. Okay. Do not change anything. Okay, like this I want to do this. Okay, so I go for this and I save this wallpaper, okay, to a particular drive, and be sure where you can save the wallpaper, this wallpaper is shared also. Okay, so I just make one folder over there. Okay, my folder name is, you can say that, pick. Okay, and in that I can save the wallpaper name. I can go for wall, you can say that. Okay, and I need to save this to jpeg because we apply the group policy with jpeg file only. I click on jpeg format. Okay, click on save over there and click on OK. Now you can see that if I open the C drive, you can see that in pick we have a wallpaper. If I open it, this is wallpaper we have. Okay, so I just want to share this folder now. So just right click, go to properties, sharing, advanced sharing, share this, permissions, full control I give, apply OK, and close. Okay, now I apply this wallpaper with the help of group policies. So now I deploy the wallpaper. So I just again I go to my policy one again. I do everything on this policy one. You can create another policy also. Okay, so I just go for right click on edit. In that we have policies, admin templates again, administrative templates. Now over there we have the desktop option. Click on desktop. In that we have again desktop. Click on desktop. Then you can go for, you can see the option desktop wallpaper. Okay, just right click on that, click on edit. Okay, I will define the path over there. Click on enabled, define the path. Okay, I want that I need to fill it, and I have defined the path is double backslash. Need to give the universal path. We're not able to give the local path over there. Need to give the network path. So my 192.168.1.200 is my server IP address, and then we have a PIC pick, and then we have a wall.jpeg, right? This is the file. If I check this path, copy and run, my wallpaper is okay. JPG, I'm sorry, JPG. Okay, so you can see that the wallpaper is running. Okay, so over there we can define JP, not JPEG, it's JPG. Okay, and then click on apply. Understand this? Okay, click on OK. Now you can see that the wallpaper, desktop wallpaper, all settings are enabled now. Now again minimize it and go for GP update to applying the policies. Understood? We see 5 to 6 settings only. Okay, this is the major settings. So we already see two basic settings. Now if I go to my user and I log in again once I need to sign out and sign in again. Okay, then you can see the changes if everything is okay. Sign out. Okay, and then we log in with again the user one. No, it's not changed. Okay, still it's not applying. Let's check once again. Okay, try to go for user 2 now. Let's see user 2 has any impact or not. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes it takes immediately. Okay, so it's showing you. Let's wait for some while. It's showing you. Okay, this policy is applied. Yeah, I already updated. Okay, this policy is applied to IT. Once I log in again, and you can see that the welcome to the abc.com local, do not change anything. The policies are the full apply. Okay, in policy, in user 2 it's applied. Okay, so you user 1 also it's applying. It's taking some time, but it's again you can go for log off and log on again. So it's applying here. It's applying the things. Okay, understand these things now. Okay, so this is what we have policies. Okay, so this is what the desktop wallpaper we have. Understood? Now imagine that I want to I want to deploy a drive. You can say that. Okay, drive means like imagine what I do. I want that. Right, imagine that I have okay. What I do, I just place one drive. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I add one drive to my server. So I add 30 GB drive. Okay, 30. Okay, now disk management .msc. I need to first online it and then initialize it. They ask me MBR and GPT, and then I need to create a. I'm using MBR right now, and I'm getting. I want that this is a data file, data drive. Okay, I want that every user saves their data on this particular drive. Okay.
Roaming profile.
Huh?
Roaming profile.
No, it's not roaming profile. I told her it like I want that. Okay, when user is logging, okay, it shows the data this drive to their file explorer. It shows. So whenever they do work, means whatever file they want to save, they want to save on the particular drive. So they don't want to access again and again. Once they log in, whenever they log in, the user, it shows the drive in their my computer. Okay, so I'm showing you how we can do this. Okay, so what I do, I just create one drive.
Something like SCSI.
Yeah, something like shared drive you can say, like I'm showing you. Like in DE we have a drive. Okay, now in E I create one folder. The folder name is users data. Users data. Okay, and I just share this folder. I want every user saves their files and folders in this particular folder. So every time what happens, if user want to save anything in this folder, they want to access every time. Okay, so I don't want that they want to access every time. When it's login, it automatically mapped with their file of my computer. Okay, so what I do, I just share this folder now. Now I am open the policy. Click on edit again, and now in users we have the option preferences. In preferences, you can go for Windows settings. In that we have a drive maps option is there. We can map as a drive on this folder.
So what's the difference between doing this and doing the SCSI one?
This SCSI is a over there we can give a block level or file level storage. No?
Yeah.
It's a SAN. It's for servers only. This is not for servers. This is for particular. This is for users.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. So let's right click on that. We can click on new. We have a map drive. Okay. Now I just want to create one, and the location of my folder is 192.168.1.200, and where I can go for that, it's in users data. This is the location. If I want to check this location, copy and check it. Okay, it's opening. The folder is open. Now just I want to click on reconnect over there, and I want to give the label. This is for data only. Okay, and I give drive. That's, you can say that I want Z drive to this. So one Z drive is automatically created in every when user is login. Okay, so click on apply now and click on OK. You can see that this Z, the name of Z. I can deploy this folder to the users. Now I did all these things. Now I want to go for GP update. Okay. Now I go to my client and I just log in again. So if I open my Explorer, so you can see that we have one. See, we have a Z drive. Okay. Now I already told my folder user that okay, whatever you can save in this folder only, this drive only. Okay. So if I want to map any drive, if I want to map any folder with the users, then we can go for group policies. Okay. Understand these three policies which I am showing you. So like this, we have three policies. Okay. We have two more. Okay. But I want that you just do three policies on your system once. Okay, just check once. Meanwhile, I pause the video. Okay, so we can see three policies right now. Okay, desktop wallpaper. Okay, map drives. How we can map the drives. Okay, and which one? Simple run command. How we can block the run command. How we can block the control panel. And all the things are there. Okay, now I'll showing you how we can deploy the printers. Like imagine, I can take you the concept. Like imagine if I go for sorry. If I open my MS Paint, okay, now imagine that this is my network. Imagine, okay, and in this network we have some ID like this network has had divided into four departments like this. Okay, it has four departments. Okay, it starts with like imagine we are HR, we have IT, we have finance, and we have some marketing guys over there. Okay, fine. In marketing have only not that much space, so we can define it over there. Okay, so in that we have higher management also. Higher management persons are there. Okay, some higher management persons are sitting over there. Okay, fine. So that we have. Now imagine that every department has a separate printers we have. Okay, like imagine over there also I have a printer. Like imagine in HR we have two printers which is working. Okay, in HR how many printers we have? Two printers. In IT we have two printers again. Okay, in finance we have one printer. Okay, in marketing also we have one printer. Okay, and in higher management also we have one printer. Okay, in higher management also we have one printer. So I want that these people or these department wise they use their own printers. Like ID department not able to use HR printer. ID department not able to use Fin. ID department not able to use this marketing printer, finance printer, or higher management printer. ID department people are only use their ID department users only use their own two printers. Okay, so I want to deploy the printers. You can say that. Okay, so like imagine, and over there we have what we have in this. Like we have, if you see there, if I open ds0.msc, okay, I can make another OU. Imagine. Okay, I want to make another OU first. Imagine this OU is for higher management. Okay, this OU is for higher management. Okay, and my user 3 and user 4 is the higher management users. You can say that. We have two users again. Left 3 and 4. These two are my higher management users. So I move this users to where? Higher management OU. Okay, so now we have two OUs, IT OU, we have two users, U1, U2, and in higher management we have two users, three user 3 and user 4. Now imagine that in this server I have two printers. I'm managing this server this server is a printer server also. So I have two printers in this server. Okay, so for printer server, first I need to install print services in this machine. Okay, I'm becoming this server as a print server also. So we have two printers attached on this. Imagine. Okay, so in that case, first I need to open server manager and I can install print and document services. I'm making this server as a print server that he can able to manage those two printers. Okay. Now meanwhile, okay, first we can start installing print server role. Okay, so let them start. Meanwhile, I'm showing you the diagram. What I going to means the scenario what I have. Okay, yeah. So in that case, we have, see, this is my DC. Okay, this is my DC. Okay, DC server -02. His name is abc dot local. In that we have, I can install two printers in this server. Okay, this is the two printers I can install. One printer is, you can see that one is Canon printer, Canon -01, and one is Dell printer, Dell -01. Okay, now I have two OUs in this, right? I have two OUs in this. One OU is name is IT, and one OU name is higher management. Okay, higher management. Understood. Now what I want that my IT person are only use this Canon. Okay, and my higher management person are only able to use Dell printer. My higher one not able to use Canon, and my IT is not able to use Dell printer. Okay, so we can deploy Canon printer to my IT department, IT OU, and we can deploy Dell printer to my higher management. We can do this. Okay, so first we can make this server as a print server once for this. So this is my wizard. I click on next, 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 and I'm going to install print and document services. So where it is, have you seen print and document services? There it is, print and document services. I check it, add features, click on next, next, next. I want only print server. Okay, simple. Click on next, and we can go to restart. We can discuss. We can later read this topic, print servers. Then we can discuss all those three options. Okay, in upcoming lectures. So I just enable restart and click on install. Okay. Right now I'm showing you only how we can deploy the printers. For that we need at least print server who is able to manage my multiple printers. Okay. So let's do this. Now the installation is started. Once it's completed, I resume the video again. I just pause the video. Okay, so now you can see that installation is succeeded now. Now I am successfully installed the print server services. We will click on close now. Now I go to tools. You have the option print management. Just click on open. Now we need to go to my print server. I expanded print servers. In that we have my server name is DC2. Okay. Now I'm going to add the printers in this server. Okay. So how we can add the, right now we don't have a physical printers. So we add some logical printers. Right click on that, click on add printer. Okay. I'm using the port LPT1. LPT is a printer port. Okay, it's a 25 pin port. Okay, 25 pins port in your system, in your this cabinet or CPU. In the back of the CPU, you have seen 25 pin port port. Okay, this is for printer only. Okay, let's click on next now. Right now we are not using LPT, we are using USB ports now. Right now we have a USB printers. Okay, but previously you can go for LPT one. LPT. So now you can go for install a new driver. Now choose the printer. Like imagine I am going for Canon one. So this is my Canon printer. Okay, and I'm share this printer also. So the share name I will go for Canon -01. This is my first printer. Okay, click on next. I share the printer also. Okay, so in both there I'm changing the name. Share name is Canon-01 also, and the printer name is also Canon-01. Okay, click on next now. Click on next, and it's installing the printer now. Succeeded. Okay, now click on finish. You can see that Canon 1 printer is installed now. Okay, now I can going for another printer. This I put to LPT2. Click on next. Click on next. Imagine now we are going using Dell printer now. Okay, the next, this is my Dell-01. Okay, copy, paste. Okay, click on next now. Next, again installing and click on finish. So now we have two printers, Dell and Canon. I want Dell printer is able to use only IT department, and Canon printer is able to Canon printers are used by IT department, and Dell printer are used by higher management. Okay, so how we can go for that? I close this now. Now I open group policy management. Okay, okay. Now I already created one policy for IT. It's policy 1. Okay, now I can create another policy also for higher management. Okay, so in policy 1 first I define the printer Canon, because in policy 1 I have user and user 2. It's the IT department. So IT department I can go for Canon 1. So how we can go for that? Click on edit. Okay, and go for go for preferences. Over there in control panel we have printers. Okay, in user configuration, preferences, control panel we have printers. Right click on that, click on new. This is a shared printer we have because we already shared the printers. So click on shared printer. Now click on create. Now give the path of the printer. /192.168. My site, my server IP address is 1.200.
Normally, in real life, this IP address should be the IP address of the printer.
Yeah, means the where the printer is attached with the server. The server, you need to give the server IP address. Or if you have a TCP/IP printer, then you can give the direct printer IP address. TCP/IP printer. We have a network printer also. So the network printer, we don't want to attach those printers to the servers. It's a standalone printers, and that you can assign the IP addresses also. Okay. Right click on slash, and then we have a Canon CANON-01. Just check once whether it is the path is okay or not. Okay, the printer document opens, which means the path is okay. Okay, you can set this printer as a default for this particular department. Okay, click on apply and click on okay. Now this is the one policy you can create. Okay, now I'm going to create another policy for higher management. So right click on that with the higher management OU, click on create a GPO. Okay, now this is the policy 2. This is the policy 2. Okay, for higher management. So I just right click on that, click on edit again. Same thing in preferences, control panel settings. Over there we have a printers. Right click new, share printer. Okay, over there we can choose create and /192.168.1.200. Then slash printer name is Dell-01. Just check once. Copy, paste. Your Dell print queue is open. It means it's running. And set this printer as a default. Click on apply. Click on OK. Understand? Now close it. Close this. Close this also and go for GP update. CMD GP update. So you can use this command on run also. You can run this command on CMD also. Okay.
I can run it in. You said I can run this command.
Yeah, we run this command on run also, and we can run this command on CMD also.
Directly run.
Directly run means we can click on run and write the command only. GPO display thresholds.
Yeah.
Over there. Yeah. Okay. Or we can open the CMD and run the command. Like this. Now we can go for my client. Client is paused now. I just resume it once. Now what we need to do? I just log off and log in again, and we can check. Now, if I check my user 1, so they're showing me Canon printer, right?
User 1 Canon.
And user 3 Dell, right? So you can check once. Okay. Okay, so I'm in user 2. So user 2 is belongs to IT OU. Okay, so we can go for ABC add 123. So they're showing me Canon one. Okay. Okay, so I just open run and open. So I go for control. Open control panel. Okay. Yes, this is control panel. I open a control panel. Okay, and I'm check which printer I'm able to access now. Click on large category, large icons. It's showing you all the icons over there. So okay, so now I need to go to device and printers. You can see that. Okay, let's click on that, and you can see my Canon is not there. I refresh the policy, no?
Yeah.
I refresh it, but it's not showing me. Okay, just go once again. Sign out and sign in again. Okay. Anyways, okay. Sign out. Okay, now try again. I just this time I check with user 1. Let's see. They're showing me or not. Sometimes it happens. It takes time. Okay, to update the policies. While once is update, then it's showing you everything properly. Okay. Now to open control panel. Control. Oh, how it's running. Okay. Connect control panel. Okay, so just click on large icons, go to device and printers, and you can see that. See, Canon 101 is showing. Okay, right now I'm in user 1. Okay, so if I sign out and check with user 3 now, let's see. They're showing me the Dell one. Okay, let's see. Are they showing me or not? Other user, user 3, password. Hi, hello. Okay, so you can see that user 3 there is no desktop wallpaper policy, right?
Yeah, this one having specific.
We have and we specify. See, we will be able to open command also. Control and we click on enter now. Now the icons. Now click on device and printers, and you can see that in user 3 we see Dell. Understood? Okay, so that is what we have our deploy printers. Okay, fine. Now this is what we have our deploy printers. Now another one we can see the software deployment. How we can deploy the software. Okay, this is the fifth one. Okay, so the if we can go for start now, I have already downloaded one software. Okay, you can see that this is the 7-zip software. It's in .msi format. Because you can download it with the Google. It's easily available in Google. So you can see that in E drive, we can I create one folder name is soft. In that we have the folder the this is you can see that see the 7-zip. Okay. If I go to properties, we can see that this is the .msi software. Okay, so I already put the software over. I'm not installing anything, I just put it only. Okay, now I'm going to share this software now. Software folder, so I just go to sharing and share permissions, apply OK and close. Okay,
But I can download any kind of software and install it.
yeah, it's automatically installed to the users. Okay,
So
I
you haven't
deploy
installed
it.
it yet?
No, you're not installing it. I'm not installing anything. I just only downloaded it. I just only downloaded it. Okay, and then share it only. That's it. Okay. So now I go to my group policies again. So I go to admin tools, and over there we have the option group policy management. Okay. So I open group policy management now. Over there, now where I want to apply the policy, I want to apply on my IT. Okay. So I just right click on that, click on edit. Okay, and we can go for user settings. Click on policies. We have the settings, software settings. Click on that. We have software installation option is there. Okay, now in software installation you need to add your MSI package. Like click on new, go for package. Okay, now my package is in E soft. This is the package. Okay, so we need to go for local. We don't want to go for local path. We can go for that one. So $/192.168.168.1.200. This is the path. Okay, then slash, then we can go for soft. Okay, and this is the folder. Okay, we need to give the network path. We don't want to give the local path. Okay, click on open now. Now I can see that they want okay, which you want. I want publish my software. Okay, click on OK. Then you can see that it's added this, and the deployment type is publish. I deploy them as a publish. Okay, so this is the version of this, and this is the 7-zip software I have.
Which kind of software is it?
7-zip. It's a compressed software. 7-zip.
Like like the software download already. What kind of software is it? For update or
No, it's for compressing the files.
uh,
Okay, if you want to compress any files, we can use 7-zip. 7-zip is a compressor. Okay, so now I just close this one. Okay, and now I go for GP update. So then GP update /force. Okay, it's updating the policy. Okay, now I go to my client, I close it, I sign out, I log in with the user 1 or 2 anywhere. Okay, it's done now. Sign out. Okay. Now I'm signing with my. Now right now I'm signing out. Now I'm signing with my user 2. Okay, user 2, user any you can use it because in IT OU we have two users, you and you2. So both are able to use this software. So right now it's signing out. Signing out. What happened? Take too much time to signing out.
this happening. So it has been promising to me.
Okay, I pause it once. Okay, so let's see. If I other user, click on other user and then I go for U1 and go for ABC813. Let's see. Let's see whether he is able to see that software or not. Again, too much time to welcome. Welcome. Okay. Now, if you see that, I just open control. Okay, I'm not able to go for run over there. Start. I just search once. Takes time. System is slow. Again, if you see control, and I have open control panel. So over there, they're showing you like, see if you go for programs and features. Have you seen programs and features? Click on programs and features. Okay, and click on install a program from the network. Just click on that, you can see that the software is there. You can install manually also over there. Okay, fine. So what happens over there now? We already go for publish. The publish means what? See, if I open the group policy management, so if I see over there, see the publish. Publish means they publish the software over there. They're not installed over there. Then it go for auto install.
It will install.
It's install automatically. Okay. So they're showing me the where I can show in control panel programs and features. We can see it on over there.
So
We can go for install a program from the network. So user is able to install that.
So like if I have VMware that I want to install on those two PCs, I just have to add it and assign.
Yeah.
So as soon as the login,
Yeah.
it will automatically.
Yeah. If you want to, then you do this configuration in the computer configuration. Right now I want that, okay, these two users, it sits anywhere on those in the network. It has, whenever they're going to log in, these programs are automatically installed. Okay, like this. So this is what we have, a software deployment. Okay, fine. The last policy you need to see is folder redirection. Folder redirection. Now, what is the meaning of folder redirection is, like, if I'm showing you the last thing, by default, what happens? Uh, okay, this is my server, or you can see that by default, what happens? By default, my profile is automatically saved in C drive. Okay, if I using local profile, so where I log in first time, it's created over there. Okay, another, if I go to other system, it go to there also. Okay, so like this. Okay, so I want that, I don't want to move full profile. I want only to move dedicated that document folder only to a centralized location. Okay, I want to, okay, this is my server 2. Okay, and in that we have two users. Number one is U1 and number second is U2. Okay, now we have, imagine we have one client over there. This is my client. We have one client over there. This is the client. I want that whenever he log in, whenever this user needs to log in on this client, okay, their document folder automatically save in server 2. Like I can create another drive, data, users data. Imagine I can make folder users data. In that, I want that whenever these users are going to log in to any client. Okay, whenever these two users are log into any client, whether it's client 1, client 2, client 3, client 4, their documents folders are automatically saves to this location.
So,
Only document folder,
only documents.
not full profile. Only document folder.
Full profile.
In roaming profile, we can find the full profile. So it's shift full profile. Okay, but I don't want to move full profile. I want only document folder
So
to move this location to this location.
the full profile, the roaming profile.
Roaming profile. So where we can define the path in user properties. So, but right now, with the help of folder redirection, we can move a specific profile folders. Okay. So how we can go for that? Like, if I go to again this, okay, and imagine what I do again. I open the E drive and I getting, like, see, we have already a share folder users data. I want that all document folders are saved in this share users data. Okay, it's already shared. Okay, so what I go for, I again policy 1. Now this time I want this policy to users 3 and 4, hire management. So I go for policy 2. Right click on that, click on edit. In that we have policies, window settings. Over there we have folder redirection. Okay, you can see that we have all, they're showing me all the profile folders. Okay, so now I want to redirect my document. So I just go to properties and then I choose redirect everyone folder to the same location.
Redirect everyone's folder
To the same location. So means any user you have.
That's same for you.
Okay, so we redirect those document folder to the same location. So location is like this: 192.168.1.200, and then users data. This is the folder where I want to save. I just copy it, paste here and check the path is correct. Okay, the path is correct. I want move this folder to this location. Okay, apply. Do you want to continue? Yes, and okay. Okay, now go for GP update. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's updating. Okay, update successfully. Now I just sign out this and sign in with user 3, because my hire management user is user 3 and 4. So I just log in with the user 3 and check user 3 and save it ABC and password. Okay, and I do something in my documents, remember. Okay, I open the document folder. Okay, I go to this file and go for documents, and I do something like, imagine I can create one folder. Okay, I create one folder. As a folder, I go for bitmap image. I create one text document. Okay, I do these things. Okay, I create one rich text document also. Okay, so I can do these things. Okay, now I just simple log off. My work is finished. I click on this and I sign out. Simple. To start, I'll start. Yes. To start and sign out. Okay, now I go to my server and check it once. Open the Explorer, and where I can go for users. So let's not sign out, maybe it's time. Yeah, it's sign out now. Okay, let's see again. Sign it again and let's check. Again, it takes some time. Okay, see, you can see that user 3 is there now. Just refresh it once. Okay, it takes some time, but it user 3. You can see that. If I open it, it's showing me only documents. Rest profile I saves in the by default location. Okay, but now you can see that if I go to there, so over there I'm not able to see my documents now. Over there I'm able to see the documents, but you can see that there is some circle, because it means we have redirected the path. So if I go for C users, in that we can see user 3, but there is no document folder is there. You can see that because it redirected to the
So what
other
if
location.
the user wants to see his documents?
So user is able to see the document now. He is able to see over there. See, click on there. Document is able to run. But if you see the properties of this document folder, you can see that the path is changed now. Location, you can see where the location is in this. It's changed now. It's completely changed. Okay. Rest all folders are saved in C drive. You can see that. And if I go to my this PC and I go to my C drive, go to users, go to user 3, you have see all the folders are there, except your document folder, because I redirect this folder to the different location. Understand these things now? Okay. Now have lunch and do practice. We complete 6 policies today. We do 6 policies today. Okay, remove run from start menu. Okay, I am mentioning over there, but we do 6 policies, 6 settings. Number 1, remove run. Number 2, desktop wallpaper, wall behavior. Which one? Drive mapping. Number 3 one is drive map. Drive map. Number 4
is update images.
Software deployment. Software deployment. Number 5 printers. Deploy printers. And number 6 we can see folder redirection. Folder redirection. So this is the major 5 or 6 policies we already used in the live environment. Okay, so you need to do this now. Okay, fine. Okay, so I just pause the video now. Okay, so we already did this. These are some policies which we need to see. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. This is it for group policies.